The Jumping Contest, written by Madison Sharp, illustrated by Michelle Barber. It all started because of Flea. He boasted to Roach, "No one can jump as far as I can." Roach told Moth, and Moth told Fly, and Fly told Inchworm, who mentioned it to Grasshopper. "No way, I can jump much farther than Flea," bragged Grasshopper. So Grasshopper challenged Flea to a contest. "Let's see who has the big legs and who just has a big mouth." Flea agreed, but then frowned. "One of us is going to end up in the last place." "Yes," said Grasshopper. "Someone will lose, and to make sure the loser isn't you or me, we need a third contestant." Smiling shyly, Flea said, I know, let's ask Inchworm. With such short legs, he can't jump at all." Inchworm was honored to be asked. "I'll do my best," he said. The king invited Grasshopper, Flea, and Inchworm to complete on the castle grounds. "You shall use the royal football field," he told them. "Far too short for my huge leaps." Flea sniffed it. Grasshopper yawned. "Too far, far too small for my mighty jump." The king sighed. "How about the royal horse pasture?" The grassy pasture stretched from the cliff edge a mile away, right up to the castle wall. Both Flea and Grasshopper agreed. Inchworm eyed the cliff edge and bowed. If it pleases my noble opponent, then it pleases me." Everyone in the kingdom had been invited to come and cheer for their favorite contestants. Before the contest, the king spoke. "I decree that the winner shall have a life of leisure. It will never have to work again." Inchworm raised one foot. "How will you determine the winner?" The king thought for a moment. "The winner shall be the one who lands the greatest distance from the starting point," he said. "Agree." The contestants nodded. Flea stepped up first. "I can leap 100 times the length of my body, and that's when I'm not even trying." Flea squinted at the distant castle, which was so far away that it could barely be seen. "I don't want to hit that wall," he muttered. He backed up all the way to the cliff edge. He took 3 great strides forward and shouted, "Cowabunga!" And then he bounced into the air. A second later, Flea called, "Here I am," from out in the royal horse pasture. The king man stretched out the royal measuring tape. Flea had leaped an amazing 32 feet, besting on his previous record by 31 feet and 1 inch. The crowd broke into thousands of applause. Next was Grasshopper. He flexed his legs and shouted, "I am Grasshopper. I can leap 20 times the length of my body. I am much longer than Flea, so I will jump much farther." Like Flea, Grasshopper scooted back to the cliff edge and yelled "Cowabunga!" and then he leaped into the air. When Grasshopper landed on the man with the royal measuring tape, "We're ready." 26 feet 7 inches, 23 feet and 3 inches, better than Grasshopper Grasshopper preview record, but alas, not better than Flea's. Finally, it was Inchworm's turn. He bunched up his body and stretched it back. Bunched it up and stretched it back like Flea and Grasshopper. He backed all the way to the cliff edge. Then he rose up on his hind feet, waved to the crowd, and jumped right off the cliff. The crowd gasped. Inchworm was small and light, and the wind was powerful. He flew slowly. Before he struck the rocks below, he grabbed a ledge on the face of the cliff, and with his front feet, this broke his fall. Then he was able to stretch out his body and set his back feet on the ground. And when the crowd peered over the edge of the cliff, Inchworm grinned and called out, "Ta-da!" The royal measuring tape was lower. Inchworm had gone 101 feet. The crowd went wild. Confetti ran down while Inchworm climbed up the measuring tape. He didn't jump in the right direction, Flea protested. He didn't shout "Cowabunga!" Grasshopper complained. The king declared Inchworm jumped, took him the farthest. "You call that a jump, Flea?" asked the king. "I call that clever," said the king. He jumped the only way he knew how. We should all be smart. And ever since that day, just as the king declared, Inchworm enjoys a life of leisure. He is a pleasant fellow who takes his time with things, and he can be seen strolling through life in no particle hurry. On the other hand, Flea was so angry and upset by his loss that he flew through the crowd, biting every single person he saw. In fact, even today, he is still known to bite anyone he meets. Grasshopper wasn't angry, but he was sad. He played a gloomy song about his loss in the contest. To anyone he could get to listen, and to this very day, if you prick up your ears on a clear spring night, you just might be able to hear his mournful melody.